hear that music, right? You hear that dope-ass beat. You know it's Sunday. It's 2 o'clock. It's not a major holiday. So what are we doing? We getting high off the glass. I'm OThaGreat. How y'all living? We are here. Thank God for another Sunday. Today is July 30th. I think it's July 30th. This year is going by fast. 2023 in the year of our Lord. I'm happy to be here. Well, thank you, everybody. I'm happy to see you guys as well. We are joined by a very esteemed guest here today. This is one thing that reason why it's one of the reasons why I started this show. The little bit of digging I do in St. Louis, right, to talk to folks who are in the cannabis industry. And again, like I talk to folks, basketball industry, sports industry, cannabis, whatever, you comedian, musician, don't matter what you is, I'll talk to you. I'll get we'll have a good conversation. But when I get someone like this who has been in the cannabis industry here locally in St. Louis has been doing it for a while and has products that are known from different people in St. Louis, I got to have this person on. So today we are joined by GreenGirl STL, everybody. We are joined by this beautiful sister. How are you, Good. I hope you like that intro.
I did.
Right on.
Thank you.
You're more than welcome. I am so happy to have you on because, like I said, you're known, here in St. Louis.
Thank you.
You're more than welcome. You are known here in St. Louis for someone who has been in the cannabis industry and has great products. Before we dive into that, though, because that kind of jumps into right now.
Yes.
You know how we do on the show. I like to get to know who I'm talking to.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if I gave you this rundown. I ran into because I run into to GreenGirl everywhere, because we I run into her, here at My City, My Music. I may run into her at the Cola. I may run into her, at Cannabis and Cars, which was last Saturday, which was amazing. Major shout out to Elitist and Elite Homegrow Academy. You know what I'm saying? They doing their thing again because that shit was amazing. 4th annual. Slim, Big J, Zach, Chef Green, doing their thing. And the shit was amazing. It wasn't stupid like cigars and sundresses. That was stupid. That shit shut down the goddamn highway. but Cannabis and Cars was doing their thing. I was trying to go to both, but once I heard about that, 70 being fucked up, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna post up here and I'm gonna enjoy Cannabis and Cars and take my black ass home, and that's what I did. But I ran into this sister there. And I said, look, I got to get you on because I've been trying to get you on for a minute.
Yeah.
But I wanted to expedite this because, I have folks, in line. But I was just like, you know what? I had to do a post up. I had to go right in the paint and give you the rock. So
yes, thank you.
You more than welcome. Start me off with, STL girl, Miss Ashanti. Beautiful name, by the way.
Thank you.
Where's your upbringing? Where's your start? Where are you from? Where are you born and raised?
I'm born and raised here in St. Louis.
What part of town?
North County.
There you go. North County, stand up. That's where I stay. We love it. You know what I'm saying? Now, how was the childhood? Was it two parents? Was it one parent? Was it grandmother, mother? What was the deal?
It was a lot. But my grandmother raised me primarily. I would, I live with my mom from time to time. Mm-hmm. But I like staying with my Grammy. Okay.
And you call her Grammy? That's the same thing I call my grandmother. That's the same thing, right on. Mm-hmm. And also too, if I touch on something during this, I meant to tell you this. I don't know if I said it last Saturday. If I touch on something you don't want to talk about, just tell me. Okay. But I'm asked about whatever. So why was it like that? Why was it a lot of moving around and not consistently with one parent, one or two parents?
As far as my mother, she was like in school.
Okay.
But my dad, I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. Dad wasn't there? Mm-mm. Okay. I know how that go. All right. So, and mom was in school, so was your mother like a teenage mom, or what's the deal?
No. I mean, they met in college, but she was trying to figure things out. So I like being at my Grammy house, and even when I was over there, she would be at work and stuff. So I like being at my grandmother's house. Oh,
okay. So you was over there the most. Okay. Mm-hmm. What school they meet at? What college your parents meet at?
Lincoln.
Ah, there you go. HBCU in the house. Damn right. Yeah, I was trying to get my son to go there, but no.
My daughter started. One of my daughters, she decided to go to KU, and then she didn't like it, and then COVID happened. So.
So is she at Lincoln now?
She decided they both work. They decided to work.
Wow.
They both work for the bank, so
they want to get out in this workforce, huh?
They just wanted to be able to take care of themselves.
Right. If you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I'm 41.
Wow. Okay, I wouldn't have guessed that because you said you got kids that's college age. I'm shocked by that. All right, props.
Yeah, they're in their 20s.
Okay, yeah, because I never would have guessed you close to my age. All right, 80s baby. I know how it go. All right. So we see how that was. How was school for you? Like, was it easy for you? Did you struggle a little bit? What was the deal?
Scholastically, it was fine. I was great, but socially, I hated school.
Why is that?
I don't know why, but people did not like me. I was a very quiet kid. I had a lot of home problems, so I didn't really. I don't know. Yeah. It's just weird. People didn't like me. It's fine. It worked out great.
It did. Now, see, and that's why that begs so many other questions, because with what you do now, you are the complete opposite of that.
Yeah.
You know, so what you said, and you mentioned home problems. What were the home issues that you were dealing with?
Different abuse.
Different what?
Abuse.
Oh.
But it's okay. We don't have to talk about it.
That's fine. We definitely don't. All right, cool. So you deal with that. So scholastically, you killed it. You killed it with the books, but socially, it wasn't the best. When did that start to change for you?
When I no longer had to go to school.
Wow. Not till like graduating high school?
Yeah.
Okay. Where'd you graduate from?
I graduated from a school called Meta P. Washington.
Okay.
But that was an alternative school for girls that were pregnant or had children.
Okay.
So I would have graduated from Riverview, but I ended up living in a shelter in the city. So I went to Meta P. Washington in the daytime, and I went to Roosevelt at night to take night classes, because transitioning from the county to the city, I had all of my English, all of my history, all of my science requirements met, down to the point where I had my own binder. So when I went over there and they were trying to make me take a course, I was like, this is literally page by page the same thing I already did. So basically my whole senior year, I just took every math there was to take for 2 semesters. That was the hardest shit to do, because I didn't like math.
No doubt. I'm in the same club with you.
But when I started dealing with cannabis, I fucks with math. But I always fuck with science. Okay. I just didn't. But it wasn't the math that was the problem. It was who was teaching it and the methods that they chose. Like, I had college professors that I had words with. Like, if I go get a tutor and they help me and it makes sense, you can't dictate whether I can or can't do that.
Right.
You can kiss my ass. You're technically an employee. Right. I pay you.
That's true. It's very true. It's very true.
This is why people don't like me.
No, I mean, I see you being honest and realistic. I don't see why. And some people don't like that, so I get that. But okay, so you were dealing with a lot though. So you're bouncing around. Sound like you lived in a shelter for a little bit during high school.
My senior year.
Wow. Okay. And then you still were able to graduate. Now, did you graduate? Was it it's an actual school? It's not just a GED. It's
hell no. I had a high school diploma. The shelter was trying to get me to get a GED, and I refused. Like, I didn't do all this work.
Right.
To not finish, like, kiss my ass. It'd been different if it was earlier on. It might have worked out different.
Right.
Either way, I was still going to college, which I did. So.
Wow. And did you do all this while having a child?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. How old were you when you had your first baby?
I was 16.
That is what's up. And any, I guess, minimal, not much support from home?
Yeah, we ain't got to talk about that.
Okay. All right, that'll work. I told you, babe. I asked questions. All right, bet. Wow. So, okay, so you get your thing. You graduate from that school. Do you go straight to college, or what's the deal from there?
Yeah, so I graduated from high school literally the day before my 18th birthday. Okay. And so I knew I was going to go to college. I knew I was going to go to Harris Stone. And it's a lot of things that I wasn't told.
Okay.
So I'm still living in the shelter, and that shelter is called Almost Home, and it still exists on Compton to this day.
Okay.
And I walked from over there off of Compton all the way up to her Stowe, pregnant, because I was pregnant with my second baby, and I had my daughter in the stroller. So I get up there hot and exhausted, and everybody looking at me all crazy because, first off, I never looked my age, so I'm pretty sure at 18 I looked about 14.
I believe it, because you look mad young now.
And so everybody was a little confused as to why I was there, and I get to register, and they give me water, and they let me cool off. And a lot of those people, I think some of those people are still there, remember me. Mm-hmm. But they told me, well, sweetheart, you didn't have to come up here today, because registration isn't until, back then it was like September.
Okay.
Back in 2000. So.
When did you come up there?
In 2000.
No, I mean, what month? What month? You got
June. June.
You weren't playing.
I graduated on a Friday, and I was up there on a Monday.
Go ahead, babe. Go ahead.
Ain't that what I thought? That's what you supposed to do.
Yes, ma'am. I ain't mad at you.
They got me squared away, and I went back to the shelter and just did that. Had my daughter, and got my first crib.
Wow.
Started college, and then ended up having to drop out, and then I kept going back and forth with school. I did school all the way up until I did this cannabis program. I've always been in school. Didn't matter. I've done so many different things, but I said while I was working, and I still work for the company, but while I was working with SLU, I decided I was gonna do one last thing, one last program, and I was gonna let it go. And the cannabis program came about during COVID. Right. And I took that motherfucker.
There you go. And you jumped on that.
For the cheap. And started my business after like the third class. So like I'm doing the schoolwork, but I had already started my business. So we writing business plans, and I'm already doing this. And
okay. You jumping ahead in that. Wow, I didn't know you did that. We're definitely gonna get to that. Mm-hmm. I gotta ask this though, right? Because another reason why when I ask folks about their story, because you get something like this. You get a gem like something like this. Like, you definitely were not born with any type of spoon or anything. Like, nothing was given to you. How did you I'll link it all together. Did you finish Harris Stowe?
No.
Okay, but still, how were you able to finish high school, start Harris Stowe, do school? Seems like you said you dropped out, then you went back.
I did every school in this damn state.
That's what I'm screaming. How were you able to do all that, get your own, living in a shelter, getting your own place? How did you manage to do all this, it seems, by yourself?
Yeah.
Like, how?
I have no idea. I don't know how to answer that. I just did what I had to do. Like, it didn't matter what decision was made. It never felt like a good decision. Like, it just never does. But it's not because of anything I'm doing. It's because of this environment.
Right.
I've lived all over St. Louis, in the city and in the county. It ain't very much of St. Louis that I haven't been in.
Okay.
I've been in positions where it's felt like I really had bread. I've been in positions where it felt like I had absolutely nothing. So
it felt like
I get it. I can relate to pretty much anything.
You're making decisions, and the decisions you're making at the time don't feel like they're the right decisions?
No decision. When you don't have much, no decision feels like a good decision, because you compromising heavily in every which way.
Right.
So, here, 1 second. Let me finish grinding mine up.
Wow.
That's just a part of life, but at some point you have to really sit back and reflect on what you're doing, who you're around, how you're moving, which way do you want to move from one situation to the next. Like, with me having my kids young, that made self-awareness very complicated, because I didn't have an opportunity to learn about myself.
Right.
So I may be excelling in one part of life, but then in another part I'm doing terrible, detrimental things to myself that can now change what's good to something bad, and it's because you don't know yourself, you don't know the patterns, you don't know who you come from for real, you don't know, anything about anyone else. So you gotta grow up, basically.
And I asked that. Just to give, of course, hopeful words to any young. I got to ask straight right here for you. Any young man or woman that's going through. Actually, here you can take that. Any young man or woman that's going through a similar situation that you went through, and there's millions of us going through it right now, and it's not. It may seem like what you're going through is the hardest thing in the world, and it may not seem like you're making the right decisions. But I mean, look at you. You know what I'm saying? You was able to make it through. So we gotta talk about that. All right, so you go. You're doing hair store. You're getting your own place. You're getting you're making some strides. But you're definitely not in this cannabis industry yet. So, but you said the whole time you were doing school, and you did school all through the state. Now, what did you mean by that? What schools did you go to?
I went to Harris-Stowe. I've done the Columbia College. I've done every one of the little Flow Valleys, Forest Parks. I've been at Merrimack's. I've done all of them.
Shout out to Merrimack. That's my joint. And Forest Park.
Yep. I'm pretty sure I enrolled over at University of Missouri, St. Louis. SLU, St. Louis College of Health Careers, Missouri College. I did dental assisting. It's not very much I haven't touched in healthcare. I like the idea of helping people. I like the idea of teaching people. I don't like how it's manufactured any longer. Okay. And I also don't like, and this is a whole different topic, but I don't like how people forgot how to be human. And so
that's real.
They expect so much of people to take care of them, but they don't do very much to take care of themselves. Right. And so I can't help you if you don't bother to help yourself.
Great call.
Because that's not how wellness works. Right.
I 100% understand what you're saying. My aunt, right, she works with, you may have heard of it over there on, right off of Van Deventer, Community Women Against Hardship. So you know about it, right? The lady who runs that, Gloria Taylor, beautiful sister. And this sister's like 90 years old, you know what I'm saying, and still running this shelter. And this, this workplace for women to help, women that are dealing with hardships. And she has to call them to tell them to come, to remind them to come, to bring their kids to get this voucher, to get this shot, to get this schooling, to get this. She has to call these folks. If she don't call them, they don't come. You know what I'm saying? It's just, what you're saying is 100% true, and it's so fucking sad. Like, you have to be, why do you as a person have to be reminded when to take care of yourself? Like, I don't get that.
I believe that people are just really so programmed and they've gotten so comfortable. Just think about now, like, how much unsolicited opinion you get, and you may not have asked for anything.
Right.
I might have just posted a picture of this.
True.
And I'm gonna get a whole bunch of opinions and
just on the bell.
Who give a fuck?
Why you use that bell? Why ain't you use this other bell? Why your bell? Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I get people that, well, you really should do this and you really should do that, but it's levels and it's steps, and you don't rush into just doing a whole bunch of things because this one person wants it. Yeah. That's not how it works. Yeah. Like, I love suggestions, but be reasonable, because you might not see it for a long time. Yeah. We don't know if Rihanna wanted to do lingerie immediately. She could have had this on her radar back in 2008. We don't know how long it took for that to cultivate.
From what I heard, she did.
So you see what I'm saying? So, like, I think we've run out of patience. I know I lack it in very many areas. I'm okay. But
you don't like my shit?
No, it's not that. I'm trying to roll my own and talk.
Okay, right on. My fault, you good.
No, but you threw me off there. I think that a
lot of people have a lot of opinions, a lot of different shit.
Yeah, like, I think there's just so many areas where sometimes it's okay to just be cool and observe. You don't have to be heard on every little thing.
Right.
It's such a struggle for everybody to be heard and understood. And it's like to the point where, do it matter? True. Can you comprehend?
True.
When you get through saying all these things, did you comprehend anything that was told to you?
That's the thing. Did you gain anything from it?
Because it's a lot.
Yeah, you're right. And I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I love that you even brought that up because I'll be you know what? I may not comment on no random bell, but I'll comment on some shit. Just to give you an example, on Twitter, about a week and a half ago, this lady had posted up, you know how people do. People just want the hearts. They just want their roses. They just want somebody they just want the attention. I mean, that's all this shit is.
Yeah.
So this random lady just puts up, we got married. I did the thing and da-da-da-da-da. Yeah. And I see her with her wedding dress and her husband, they are at the, right on, bro. They at the ceremony doing their thing and he's standing there with a button down. And I'm like, that's odd. You know what I'm saying? And I say that to her, and then I was like, that's nice you let him slide on that, but all right, right on. Right. And then she's like, well, it was hot that day, and da 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 da. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And she was just like, well, how about you just be happy for me? And I'm like, well, I am, but I'm just making a comment. You know how this app works. You know what I'm saying? Baby,
you was in your feelings because you embarrassed a little bit.
I guess maybe she was. And the thing about it, right? I wasn't, because the one thing I try to, I don't try, I do. I don't purposely be a dick on Twitter or online just to be a dick, because it's easy to do that. You know what I mean?
And it's so much of it.
Preach. You know what I mean?
Unprovoked.
And it's unsolicited. Yeah. Like nobody wants that bullshit. So it's just like I try my best not to be a dick. And she's like, well, how about you just be happy for me? I'm like, babe, I wasn't being rude. I was just commenting. You put it out there. You know what I'm saying?
And you probably weren't the first person to say it. You might have been the 15th, 100th person.
Maybe so. And and I scrolled through the comments before I made my comment, and everything was love. So I was just like, and I wasn't trying to be a dick. I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna be different because I've been married before, not currently. And what is it? At both times, neither time did I wear a dress shirt. You know what I'm saying? I've been married twice. What is it? Neither time did I wear a damn dress shirt.
Because we come fly first off.
Yeah, I mean, like that's just a given.
That just means that got to be some real love. You really love it.
I guess so. And she said it
for what it is.
Yeah, baby. She said it was hot outside. So you know what I'm saying? I ain't mad at her. But that's just the deal. I think that and you're right. People. People have run out of patience, but and people have run out of patience for their own damn self because she I don't want to say she snapped at me. I don't want to use that word, but her quick reaction to me was just give me my fucking flowers.
You know and your business.
You know what I'm saying? And she ain't sound like that, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's just like, come on now. We got
that was just my little spice on it.
I ain't mad at you, but that's probably, you know what I'm saying?
That's definitely mind your business. Let me and my man do what we do. My man.
And I ain't mad at that neither, because I definitely get that. Especially, and sometimes you get that if it's warranted or not warranted. But one thing I want to ask you, though, because you told me, and I'm asking this for myself and for folks that need to hear it. Why always school? Why did you always feel like you had to be in school?
Okay, so that's a part of one of my little complexes because people didn't appreciate the decisions I made in my life. As a young person, it was always like I felt like they were discrediting my intelligence.
Oh, fuck that.
And I also don't like for nobody to tell me what I can't do. That's how I ended up going to school to be a dental assistant. Took my kids to the dentist office. I can't go back there with them. I'm not understanding why. That's cool. I'm going to go to school and be a dental assistant, and then I'm going to be in the back, and you ain't going to tell me what the fuck I can't do. Now I understand why they didn't want the parents. No, I'm dead serious. Yeah. Now I understand why they don't want the parents to come back there.
Wait. You went to learn dental to be a dental hygienist.
Assistant.
Dental assistant. I thought that was the same thing.
They're not.
Oh, okay, my bad. To do that just so you could go in the back with your children?
Yeah, so I can know what the fuck is going on back here. Why don't y'all want them to be back there with their kids?
What's in it?
This is the mind of a fucking 20-year-old. Why can't I be back there with the kids? We finna figure all this out.
Go ahead. So keep going. yeah. My bad.
No, seriously. Yeah. Like, that's just what it was. Like, if I want to know something, I ain't finna keep asking you. I'm gonna go straight to the source of learning what I want to know.
Okay, so you would get, it would be something that would pique your interest. You would go learn it, get as much as you need from it, and then you would go and would you apply it, or you would just use it when you needed it?
I applied basically everything I did. I ended up applying.
Okay.
Dental assistant turned into, when things got tough, go to school to be a CNA. Did that. That worked out, got me into the hospitals, and I was like, I don't really want to do this anymore. Let's go a clerical route. Okay, well, let me get into billing and coding, medical health records. But then I only had like one more semester left, but it was like some personal stuff going on. I gotta find my lighter.
Oh, you good?
I know, I got a lot going on over here. Ooh, thank you.
There you
go. Things going on in my personal life, so that last semester, I was like, man, fuck this.
Yeah.
It's another way for me to not have to be on the floor anymore, because I got tired of being on the floor. People are ungrateful. You can take the best care of them, but them and their families can be so ungrateful. It makes it not even I wouldn't even want to help you.
Yeah.
So, transitioned into durable medical equipment, worked there, did that for a while.
Like, really, you built it?
No,
sold
baby.
It?
I was the order processing specialist. So anytime any order from the entire city of St. Louis and other parts of Missouri would come in, I would be the person to create the demographic page, upload all the orders, get them over to the people for them to start working on getting the orders processed so people can have their oxygen, their wheelchairs, their canes, all that good stuff.
All right.
Then I got tired of doing that and went over to SLU to be a patient scheduler, which is what I still do now. I'm a patient scheduler too, and I just schedule people's appointments, and even that is getting on my nerves because people are rude as hell. How is it 2023 and you acting like you don't know that you got to motherfucking verify your demographics?
Oh, like with saying that, I thought you didn't have to say what you are anymore.
No, you have to verify your demographics. You have to verify your address, your telephone number. If you can't tell me.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
People act like I never had to. Bitch, you're 82. You've always had to. Stop it. Cut it out now.
You need a better laughter sounder, man. This laughter sounder is not long enough.
Like,
this shit
seriously.
is real. Like, come on. You in your 80s. You've been doing this.
The bullshit. Like, you've been through every world transition we've had.
Word.
You can stop it. You're old enough to have seen it all. We're going to.
Right.
No.
We're going to need that. Yeah.
Stop acting like you was still seeing the doctor at your house past XYZ. Like, we're not going to do that. You ain't did that shit in years. And ages. It's getting sad.
It's real life laughter over here.
Like,
but
it's serious. Like, because people, they do that shit. Or, I don't feel comfortable giving you my social. Well, you know what?
Yeah.
Call elsewhere, because you give it to the motherfucker down over at the grocery store just to buy whatever you need.
Just to get the rewards.
Your
plan and shit.
bladder is falling out, and you don't want to go ahead and do what need to be done. I don't want shit you got. I promise you I don't. But you gonna give Sprint that same fucking information to get a phone.
She said Sprint. I was about to say. She said Sprint.
And you will give AT&T all the same information to get a TV set up, but the shit you need because your body falling apart. God forbid.
You're 100% correct. You're 1,000% correct.
Like if anybody wanted it, they wasn't gonna get it anyway.
I tell you, these humans, it's something about us. It's like, we just do and say the most randomest, dumbest shit. Like,
or like if I gotta ask these questions, and I had one old man, boy, I was ready to give it to him because who was you talking to? What, do you want to know my underwear size? I said, boy, you know what, sir?
Oh, yeah, he made you want to say fuck it that day, didn't he?
Oh, baby, listen, let's get your ass checked. That's what we gonna do. Just get you scheduled. Fuck off my phone.
Okay, look, so is that? I feel you so much, because it's no matter what career choice you have, no matter what career path you are on, you have to deal with that motherfucker. And then, you have to deal with that person.
And here's the thing, that person will be that person in this instance and be a whole nother person over here.
Yes, ma'am.
I bet you nice as shit at the bar.
Yeah. But when you got to interact, or when you have to be, you
call in because that skin itching.
Yeah.
And boy, it's a whole different damn conversation, ain't it?
Want to go to, got to go to the store and return something instead of being hospitable. You want to be a dick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's that type shit. Okay, so that's great. I 1,000% get it. Okay, so is that what you currently do?
Yeah, that's That's my day job until I find my way up out of there, baby. Because I'm trying to keep that the last one. I'm stubborn like that. I said I wouldn't go get no other job, and baby, they still got me.
I know that.
Boy,
okay. Before we forward from that position, from that spot, I want to go back. So, what else am I missing besides the you learning and moving on, learning and moving on? What else was happening? In that time before you got to. When did before I go to that too? When did cannabis come in your life? Shit.
So let's see.
Yeah.
I have dibbled and dabbled. I remember as a teenager, I tried it a couple times. It was great.
Okay.
But
good answer.
I didn't have access to it. I was always just with the right people.
Right.
When I was in college, had some bill shit. I was still learning. I was learning how to be an adult. I was learning how to be a parent, and I was trying to learn how to be me at fucking 18. So when bills didn't make sense, had a homeboy brought some weed. Oh, that was great.
Yeah.
But again, never, because I was taught that it was a drug and it was a bad thing. So it wasn't anything I would ever go buy or try.
Yeah.
And then I became an adult. And so from time to time, I would smoke. It's cool. Didn't really learn how to roll till I was in my 20s. But then I had a stalker who, and I've had stalkers before, but I had a stalker that set my car on fire.
What?
Yeah. And so
how'd that go?
Let's just glaze over that.
You sure? Like you glazing over. I know I gave you the we ain't gotta talk about what you don't want to talk about, but you using that a lot on some on some shit.
So check this out, but look, but you asked about the cannabis. So when I had
go back to that.
When I had I took myself to the hospital. I checked myself in because I was really concerned about my well-being.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of stress, and they put me on medications for depression and things like that.
Oh shit.
I do struggle with mental illness.
Okay.
And I ain't like it. And I've always said I didn't like the medication. I've never liked it. The things that were wrong with me, the depression and things, that all came from a lot of the things in my childhood, a lot of things in my young adulthood. And I've always struggled with this. I've known about it since I was 18. But at that time, it was just a tipping point. And I was like, you know what? I don't really have anything left in me to give. So we're going to chill out. And so then I started smoking instead of taking the medication. I only like taking one medication, and I took the smallest dose, and I only like taking it because it was the only thing that made me calm enough to be able to be comfortable around people. Because after that happened, I wasn't comfortable around people.
Right.
And I smoked a lot.
With that medicine, along with the medicine.
I would take the medicine in the daytime. I worked 12-hour shifts, so by the time I got off, it was done.
Yeah.
And I would go home and I just smoke.
Yeah, right.
And that's when I decided that I ain't give a fuck about what no job said. And that's when I stopped thinking like an employee as much. And when I left the durable medical equipment company I was working for, I had started Ubering and Lyfting. And
what year was this?
That was 2018.
Okay.
2018, 2019, one of them.
Okay.
And that's that little taste of working for myself, not having to clock in and out, do what the fuck I want to do. That did me no favors. And then the pandemic happened, and then I got to starting my own shit.
Really kicked it in gear.
I don't give a fuck about nobody in your job. I'm here to make this little change and go on by my business. Funding this part of my life, the rest of this gonna be way different. My mindset is so different now that's why this has to be my last job, because I just don't see me respecting working for nobody else anymore. And it's not to say that other people shouldn't. You would work for you, but for me personally, the way my life went and the way I've had to overachieve and excel to still be told I wasn't great enough, and not so many words when I was actually better than every fucking person around me. It do something to your head when you stuck doing dumb shit.
Right.
Going back and forth with people all day over appointments, that's dumb shit to me. That's really beneath me when I know I can make real decisions that can be impactful. it ain't for me. You know what I'm saying? But it's not to say it's not for somebody. I just don't have the temperament for it anymore, because now I know what it feels like and what it tastes like to be out making the decisions and making the moves and doing what you want to do. I like that freedom.
Bad. Okay, well, that's definitely how you kick the mindset of being a slave and you became an owner. That is beautiful in and of itself. And to me, honestly, listening to your story, you always had that mindset. You know what I'm saying? You was always trying to learn this and get whatever's better. You know what I'm saying? You was never settling. You know what I mean? You never got complacent. So, shit, you always had that mindset. But you know, it extra kicked in for you when you started doing that, and I get that. But again, go back. When did you lock in with Green? And what did a stalker have to do with you and Green? Like, it seemed like there was a parallel.
I just was not comfortable, and when I started smoking, it made me feel comfortable, and that's when I identified the anxieties I had. Like, me identifying the way my anxiety worked helped me to be able to relate to my patients or the people that fuck with me. I've asked, especially men, I always ask them, why do they smoke? A lot of times I don't get a real answer, because it's what everybody doing. That's fine, but why do you smoke? And then the next question is, when do you smoke?
Right.
Typically, if you smoke before you go out, or you smoke before you get somewhere, or you gotta smoke before it's something important, that means you have a social anxiety or some sort of anxiety. If you're somebody that smokes before you go to bed, that's an indication that you have trouble sleeping. So you're probably looking for something that's gonna help you with that, like something that's full of myrcene. So everybody has their things. I have friends and family that don't necessarily smoke THC, they smoke CBD. That's still in the cannabis family, but they smoke for different reasons. And some people are allergic to THC. You know what I'm saying? Some people are allergic to CBD. It just breaks down everybody's body different. But me identifying what my triggers were, like, so I definitely don't trust men. And one of my triggers is an aggressive male. If you just overly aggressive about whatever it is, okay, let me sit on, let me chill on out. Yeah. That's an anxiety from that shit. I smoke a lot. If a dude don't like it, I'm sorry. I'm one of them. A bitch gonna smell like fire. I'm sorry, and perfume. It is what it is.
She said, and perfume. That's cool. That works. That works. And you blowing, because blowing help. Shit. I love that. I love that honesty. So yeah, dealing with that crazy mofo. Okay. And then, but was it something else that happened that made you lock in and be like, okay, look, this isn't what I was taught it. You always felt it when
stress levels. Yeah. My stress levels were always high. Yeah. And so it got to a point, and then I wasn't getting the prescriptions of the Xanax anymore. So it was like I was heavily relying on exercising when I could get myself in the mood to trying to make sure I eat a certain way. Right. I've always been active, even though I'm thick. Probably a little more than that, but I've always been active.
What did you just say? Thick or fit? What did you say?
Thick.
Yeah, thick. What's wrong with that?
Ain't nothing wrong with it, but I feel like I'm a little, I don't know. Me and my body, we arguing right now. Yeah. But I've always been, thank you. Yes, I've always been active. Like, I try to keep myself active, because when you're someone that deals with depression or high stress, it's easy to fold and fall into a dark space, and I don't like that. So when I feel it happening, I try to get active.
Right. Do some shit. Yeah.
And cannabis is the only other thing that helps me be calm. Like, I don't do big crowd. I don't like being in public in big crowds. So, like, a lot of times if I got to do big events, I prefer they be ones that I can smoke at. Because otherwise I come off rude and I come off fucked up. A lot of times, and 9 times out of 10, I'm anxious, I'm nervous, and I haven't smoked yet. Right. I have to smoke to get into the right. Because otherwise, everything feels like you're walking into another room of shit.
What's the name? Here's my question to you. When you feel, and I'll I'll just be honest with you. I'm asking this question because, you know what I'm saying, this relates to myself. When you feel depression coming on, you know what I'm saying, and it's starting to creep up on you, do you feel like, how does it hit you? Do you feel like, okay, I know that's the devil fucking with me, and or I know I'm getting triggered by something in the past, or how does depression come on you? How do you feel about it? And then, well, you told me how you dealt with it, but like, what's your first go-to? You know what I'm saying?
So, I definitely know when it's happening. I have a best friend that she struggles as well, and so we kind of rely on each other. But that can be hard because sometimes if you are also struggling simultaneously, that can also be hard because I don't have anything to give and you don't have anything to give.
Right.
But a lot of times what I do is I like to make people aware of things because what I self-isolate. So I like to make people aware of, like, hey, something don't feel quite right. And that might be all I have to say.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that makes it complicated relationship-wise. So I don't really do a whole lot of relationships that well because I self-isolate and I don't want to put that on nobody. You know? So it takes a special person that can really deal with that. So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's... I hear you. I mean, the shit is, you know, we all deal with it in our own, you know, special way. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, so we do that. You know, we got that going on. How do we get to what we know now as GreenGirl STL? Like, how do we get to this, you know, this cannabis queen I got in front of me? How do we get to
that? The way they can reach me?
No. How did we go from, you know, you going through all these, you know, this different stuff in your life to...
So, boom.
Bless you, sir. Bless you.
So, boom. Me and my best friend is during the pandemic. We still work from home. We still work from home now. But she had brought her laptop because we were working off our own equipment at that time to my house because there was something going on with her internet. So she came over and we worked for the same company in the same pod.
Okay.
So we're working or whatever, and I said, "Bitch." She was like, "What's up?" I was like, "Bitch, we ain't finna be working for nobody real soon. I'm finna do something different. You finna do something different." And she was like, "Girl, yeah." And so she was starting her business. And then I was just looking on our website. And I was like, "Girl, they got something for cannabis management operations. I'm in that shit. And we finna be medicinal and this, and this." And I said, "And we ain't gonna be waiting on nobody to bring us weed anymore, taking our motherfucking day. Because I'm gonna be the source."
You talked it all up all extra cool like this and just one random day y'all working from home.
Damn
for
right.
Real.
Damn right.
What? Oh, shit.
I'm
what
like
the
that.
fuck?
I'm like that. I
Ashanti
manifest that way.
Word?
When I say I'm going to do some shit, you going to see it.
We have to watch what we say because our words are power, y'all. Like, our words are straight up power. Like, the stuff we say that comes out of our mouth, that shit happens. Like, it can happen.
I literally manifest everything I want, and I'm going to get everything I want.
Good and bad. That's beautiful. All right, so... Shit. So how did you jump on the path towards that?
I started taking a class and
that's the one from SLU. Okay.
I started taking the program and by the third class is where they start teaching us how to make different products to teach us how to calculate potency and whatnot and to know basic recipes. So
shout out to Brennan England, one of the what are they called? The professors with the class. Yeah. Did you have him put in your class?
He wasn't there when I started. I was at the first class.
Oh, okay, that's what's up.
I was at the first year.
Yeah.
So
damn.
They taught us some stuff, and it happened to be the 4th of July weekend.
Okay.
And so the shit I made, I sold it. And so I liked it. And so I made more things and sold it. So every time we would make a new project, I would make some shit I could sell.
So the first class you took literally was how to make edibles?
No, the first class we took was about the plant and learning how to grow a plant.
There you go. Cultivation.
The second class is more plant related, and then they start getting into history, plant related by that third class. Now we're making things. Now we're learning how to work with the THC, make different products, make different body butters. And I had already been making body butters and shit on my own because my daughter had eczema, and I used to sell that shit when I worked at the hospital. So I was always doing something. I sell resumes. I used to do all that shit. I ain't give a fuck. I'll sell you if I need to, motherfucker.
You ain't selling me, goddamn me. I ain't for sale out this bitch.
Not you in general, but you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just my thought process. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah, you gotta get it.
I painted. I used to paint, do art. I used to sell that.
Okay, that's what's up. So I see the hustle gene is strong in you. You know, that's obvious. We see that. We see that with you. What are we looking for? What does Green Girl? Where did you get the name GreenGirl STL? Where did all that come from?
Literally, I made it up.
You did? Okay.
Everything I made up. I was selling this shit, and I was like, I don't know what to call myself. Like, I was like, this is going well, because I had this lady. So, look, I sell a whole bread for $100. Okay.
A bread?
Like banana bread. Like, I got that apple, that caramel apple bread. I sell the whole thing for $100. And I had a lady that was buying like 2, 3, 4 of them motherfuckers a week. And I was like, this is a thing. I'm doing this.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, fuck yeah, you is. Yeah.
So then I was like, why do I have to just do it at my house? So that's when I started looking up what were called pop-up shops, which we shouldn't really call them pop-up shops because they're not pop-ups. They're just planned shopping experiences. Like, you plan and have a store for the day, that's fine, but it's not a pop-up. Yeah. But anyway.
You don't like the name, okay.
That's not what it is. Pop-ups mean that you literally are popping out of the air and nobody knows you're coming.
Yeah.
Rihanna could, and I keep saying Rihanna because I know for a fact she did it before, but she'll go somewhere, you don't know she fucking there. She just happens to be in fucking Utah of all places. Yeah. That don't plan that shit. She happened to be in that motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's a pop-up. Yeah. By not playing, she didn't tell everybody she was going to be there.
A true pop-up.
But everybody brought their ass out.
Right.
We got to advertise. That ain't a pop-up.
Yeah.
That's motherfucking a planned event, nigga.
What you saying?
Shit.
Damn.
We all set up to be there. This was the agreed upon fucking day, right? Bet. That's what that is.
Voice rose, threw a nigga out there. Yeah, she serious now. That's what's up. I bet. But
I started getting on those, and then I was like, hell yeah. Yeah. But I didn't care where I went, and so my first one was like in Illinois.
Okay.
And then I started going to other ones, and like I just kind of made my way around.
Yeah.
And then I got asked to come to a poetry event.
Okay.
And there it is, changed the game.
Where was that at?
There it is, used to be at the Best Place on MLK.
Okay.
But now they over on Del Mar Too Much Sauce every other Thursday.
Oh, okay.
But for like almost a year strong, I was in that motherfucker every Thursday. Set up. Everybody knew me. That's how I started getting invited to other people's things. And then and then I start sharing information, blah, blah, blah. How you gonna get with these people?
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, I'm nominated for an award, and I didn't even know that anybody really knew who I was, because I felt like all I'm doing is introducing myself everywhere. I still feel like that. Like I am so honored because it blows my mind that people know who I am, and I'm like, how you know me?
Mm-hmm. Talk about it.
How you know me?
Look at that smile. Oh, that's cute. That's what's up. I get it. But see, you work hard and it's consistency. It's all about consistency. If the people see you, out there doing your thing over and over and over again, and every time they out, you out. Yeah. You working.
And I be seeing people outside, and I love it. Yeah. Oh, I'm so happy for everybody. I love it.
Okay.
I love that this is a community of people. I just hope that everybody can work together.
Yeah.
And watch this shit blossom. There's some heavy hitters out here, and I love and admire them.
There is.
I do. It's so much talent out here.
Talk about them. Talk about your folks that you like.
I definitely love Rooted Buds.
Oh, always. Oh, got it. Yeah.
STL Space Trees, Twisted Trees. I gotta shout out Yo-Yos. crystals, fake goodies.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's so many. They're not even just the edible people. You got HPG out here doing that thing. You got the elitist brand out here doing that motherfucking thing. Yes.
Big J.
Yes. Everybody.
Yes, man. It's so many folks.
Poncho. It's so many people.
Oh, gotta shout out Poncho. Poncho.
So many people out
that damn bubble bar had me effed up one day. I was giggling my ass off and didn't know why till I realized.
I'm so proud of everybody. I love everybody.
Yeah.
And I be high, so if I forget anybody, charge it to my heart, y'all. I be fucked up.
You good. I love that. We gonna put that out as a clip. That's a good one. But yeah, it's just like, there's so many people out here working this shit. Since before we get out of here, I gotta ask you this. We on High Off the Glass. So any time in your life was basketball or sports a part of Miss Ashanti?
So here's the thing. I don't know much about sports, but at the same time, when I was like single digits, I used to be a tomboy. I used to like to play with the boys.
You look like you played some.
I used to like to play with the boys, but I would ride bikes, and I figured out that I couldn't try to play football with them quickly. Basketball wasn't my thing because I can't see. I have terrible vision.
Oh, word?
Yeah, I have contacts on now, baby. I can't see shit.
Oh, okay.
But
I'm sorry to hear that.
But vision prevented me from wanting to participate in sports, straight up.
Okay.
Cause
I can see that.
Don't throw shit at me. I don't really know if that shit coming or not. I ain't the one you want. I'm not finna run. I might fuck around and fall. I still might fall.
Yeah. Okay, well, we understand. You know what I'm saying? We get
See,
that.
I have so many reasons to smoke. I just want everybody to know I really have. I truly have. So many glaucoma.
I like I'm using that
in real life,
I'm using that
as a authentically, I do.
I love that. That is such a real thing. I got so many reasons to smoke. That's fucking tight. You know what I'm saying?
Straight up, man.
What's the name? I give it. I give you props for that. Do you watch any sports?
I watched boxing last night.
You damn right. I'm so glad, shit. That fucking fight. Let's give it a little few minutes.
I just want to give my girl takes.
Few minutes on that fight. Go ahead, guess. Well, give me your girl takes. Go.
Let me just tell you something. When the young man initially got hit in the head, bow, I was like, "Ooh, he done knocked his eardrum back. That's fucked up. This is not gonna go well." And so then, I looked away and I was hearing oohs and ahs, and I looked back over and it was like mop, and I was like, "Oh shit, get out the corner, don't be in the corner." And he tried to slide out the corner and it was like pop pop pop, and I was like, "Oh shit, there's more." And then the little referee dude was shaking his head no, and then the dude was like, bop, bop, done, and it stood up on the ropes. And I was like, damn, how do you know he won? Did they tell him when we didn't see them tell him? Or is it did he hit him so many times at once that it counted that he won? I was like, damn, that poor boy. And then, so, that ain't even where it ended. So it really got interesting. The real part of the fight that got interesting was, the interview afterwards when they was so, I saw that you all were talking. And so how did that go? And I was thinking to myself out loud, kind of, because I was high. I was like, he told him, just make sure you didn't take that ass whooping personally, ha ha ha, to myself. And then this nigga really did real life on camera basically say, oh yeah, it was all good. And then they asked him, so how do you think you won? He was like, well, first of all, we already knew that he was strong in this way, so then we really practiced that way. And I said, is he explaining how he whooped his ass scientifically, in my face in real time? I was like, I like him. Yeah, do that shit again. And then they asked this poor baby if he would do a rematch, and I was like, don't say yes. And that little nigga said yes, and I said, now y'all know his brain a little shook right now. You gotta wait to be asking those type of questions. That baby head hurt. That wasn't nice. That was fucking rude of them. How dare they?
Is that all?
Yeah.
And that concludes this segment of Girl Takes from last night's Spinks. I mean, Spinks. I'm tripping. Spence Crawford fight. Wow. Girl Takes.
I mean, but that's what happened.
Wow.
So you ain't think he knocked his eardrum back?
That was hilarious. That was so fucking good.
So he didn't? Because I thought he did.
I'm going to tell you like this. There's a lot more to that fight that you did. What up, y'all? What up, Playboy? There's a lot more to that fight that you did not mention. But I'm going to just say like this. I give Errol a lot of effing props because I didn't think... well, at one point I thought he was... At first I thought he's not going to be able to finish his fight. He's not going to be able to finish. But then he was withstanding Crawford's strong ass blows and still on his feet. Granted, he got knocked down about 3-4 times. You know what I mean?
First time he jumped up quick, I was like,
because that first one, real talk, he hit him in the neck. He hit him like in the neck and the shoulder.
And this shit went back.
But I don't think he got him in that. That's the eardrum shot. I think was like either before that or after that. But the one that knocked him down, he got him like right here. So I think that's what it was kind of like a push. So I didn't count that first one. But so yeah, he did get knocked down 3 times. But to me, I give Errol all props because I thought he was going to be able to stay in there, but he couldn't. Because Crawford, this shit right here, look here. I just want to give a major prop.
I don't fight. I don't fight. You ain't knocking my eardrum.
I hear you. But look, you a boxer. You that's it. That's how it go. You better be ready. But I got to give major props to Bricks, Montana. Sista has is on Kickin' and Company, awesome podcast here, hosted by my executive producer Justin Kickett, and she has her own show. What is it? What's it on? What's the name of Bricks? What's the name of Bricks' new show? On the Block, hosted with Bricks Montana. That's my girl. She went with me to the fight last night. We went to Neat. Major shout out to my boy Duran and Neat over there on West Florissant. Y'all need to check it out where Laugh Lounge used to be. We kicked it. So dope. Blowing, drinking, dope ass fight. And she called it. She said Crawford. And I wish I would have heard her say it because she said it on Kickin' and Company in this studio yesterday. Because they show was on from I think 12 noon to 2, and she said it, and I missed it. I would have put money on Crawford, because you know what? You know you a bad motherfucker. Because I seen both of them fight. I didn't know who was better. I ain't gonna front. I ain't gonna act like I do. I
don't know anything about those fellas.
You know, yeah, I feel you. You came in not knowing. I love boxing, but I didn't know who was better out of both of them. But I'm gonna tell you like this: when you able to get Marshall to leave the state of Michigan and walk you in.
That was the first thing I was like, oh, maybe the things that I've seen online are not matching what I'm looking. I was like, Big X the Plug brought this one out. That's cool.
Like who? I don't know who that fat motherfucker was. Who was that?
Big X the Plug.
Who was that?
That's a rapper. He actually cool though.
He Texas.
So and that was the name of that song. So I was like, oh, okay, that's cute. Yeah. And then I heard something else and I was like, well, wait a minute, this sounds pretty familiar. Yeah. And then I was like, maybe the corner I'm sitting in, you know, a bitch can't see. Let me.
Yeah.
Am I high? Right. And I was like, oh, we playing them type of games. And then he kind of like danced around a little bit and like crossed over. I said, oh, this shit finna be interesting. Man. And I was like, the little spicy one, he jumping up pretty good too. Look at him, he picking it up. And I was like, but you keep backing yourself in that corner. Get out the corner. Get out the corner.
That's the thing. That's why I was wondering about it, right? Because he jumped out to he had more punches thrown in like the first 2 rounds, but he had to be extra aggressive like that because Crawford got all the power. That motherfucker got power like he goddamn George Foreman and Iron Mike. Like his power is stupid, and it's just crazy to me. So when he brought Marshall out, that shit, I was like, God damn it, that's money I could have lost. That's money I lost because I should have bet on Crawford. But to me, when you fight an entire fight, and at the beginning, and in the middle, and at the end, in the middle and in the end, you look like you've been hooping. You just look like you've been hooping. You ain't been fought. Nobody touched you. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker looked regular as shit. Did you see him? Like his face looked dark at the beginning, in the middle, and at the end. Like he didn't change. He was literally out there hooping. Like that shit was stupid. That shit was
flirt the fuck out of that interview, and I don't care what nobody says because I love that interview.
Which one?
Yeah, so he did this. We knew that, so we studied, practiced the other shit, went in here, did shit, did what I said I was gonna do. Here we are. What's up, baby? What's good? Do I want to do it again? Sure, not a problem.
That was Crawford?
Ask him if he want to do it again. Don't ask me. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
like, that's the energy
I was getting.
I loved it.
I didn't see Crawford's post game. I didn't see that. I just saw arrows.
You should go watch this interview.
That's how they
fucking awesome.
They're supposed to talk like that, baby. Like, that's how it goes. Like, watch every fight. Fight. That's how it is. Every post game interview fight. Yeah, that's how it goes. That was
the best interview I'd ever seen.
That's probably the first one you've ever.
No, just the best. Like, I grew up on Tyson.
You used to watch like you used to watch like that?
Yeah. Word? He was different. He was aggressive.
Yes, he
this
was.
nigga was scary.
Yeah,
I'm terrified.
Dope.
This nigga chews up people. Your
yeah.
ear, nigga. So
but he only did that because he was scared of Evander. He was scared of Evander. That's why he did that. I feel like he kept getting headbutted. Yeah. And that wasn't cool. Yeah.
Hello.
Raps, hey. Well, look, yo, we are about to shake, man. This was too short. You know what I'm saying? This was entirely.
You want me to come back?
Yeah, I mean, like, this was entirely too short. You know what I'm saying? For real, don't act like you ain't have fun.
I had a great time. Actually, I enjoyed myself. Thank you for having me.
Oh, I thank you for being here.
This is great.
Oh, this was dope. This was more than dope. Tell people, what do you have upcoming? What's your next upcoming?
So literally today, I have a lingerie fashion show that I'm going to.
Well, I wish you would have texted me that. I could have had it going up on this.
I'm trying to see if
I had it going
posted.
On the board.
Yeah. It's been busy. I apologize.
I hear you, sweetie. You do
next weekend is bingo, and the STL Awards that I'm nominated for is next Sunday.
Nice.
So got that.
Do you know
Third is Thursdays is this week, and they are going to have. Oh my God! Why am I having a moment?
There it is. Thursdays at a Legacy.
Yeah, it's gonna be over at Legacy.
Okay.
But we're gonna have like the amazing violinist, and I cannot find her right now.
It's okay. It's okay. It's on Del Mar.
Belle Darris.
There it is, and it's at 7. What time?
Bell. So it starts, I believe, at 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
Get there at 7:30. Everybody show up. Belle is the shit. If you don't know her, you better know. She is a dope ass violinist, y'all.
Yeah, I want to peek.
I love it. I'm always up at Too Much Sauce on Wednesdays, Tuesdays. Okay. Just catch up with me. I have the CBD relaxation line, www.GreenGirlSTL.com.
And that's what's your name on? Is that your thing on all the socials?
On the socials, I'm GreenGirl_STL.
Oh my goodness, yo! Thank you, sweetie.
No, thank you.
Ashanti, this was great, yo. Tap in with her, y'all. You know, this sister's amazing. She's doing a lot of great stuff. Check her out on socials, and OThaGreat on Facebook, Twitter, IG, all that, and what is it? High Off the Glass. Y'all be safe. Keep smoking. Keep hooping. We out of here. From the Stacks Brothers?
Yes, he is on my podcast.
He know me?
Yep, he said